The Counterintuitive Key to Contentment by Deep Wisdom. Hey, Deep Wisdom family. Look around you right now. No, seriously. Take a moment. What do you see? Maybe your phone, a comfy chair, a mug of coffee, the roof over your head. Or perhaps your mind is already drifting, dreaming of a bigger house, a faster car, a promotion, or that perfect relationship. We are almost inherently wired to strive, to chase the next big thing, to believe that more equals better. And for a while it feels like it does, doesn't it? That rush when you acquire something new, that fleeting satisfaction of a goal achieved. But then what happens? That shiny new gadget becomes just another device. That dream job has its own unforeseen stresses. That exciting relationship settles into routine. And suddenly you're back on the treadmill, scrolling, striving, feeling that familiar whisper of discontent telling you there's still something missing. It's a profound paradox, isn't it? In an age of unprecedented abundance, with more technological marvels, more entertainment options, and more material comforts than any generation before. Why does true, lasting contentment feel so elusive? Why do we constantly feel like we're wearing unseen chains, even when we seem to have so much? We live in a culture that relentlessly pushes us towards acquisition. Advertisements tell us we're incomplete without the latest upgrade. Social media feeds bombard us with curated images of seemingly perfect lives, sparking comparison and a nagging sense of inadequacy. We're taught that happiness is a destination, a reward for reaching the next milestone, a certain salary, particular relationship status, a specific body type. And so we spend our lives perpetually chasing, always looking ahead, rarely truly settling into the richness of the present moment. This relentless pursuit often leaves us feeling exhausted, unfulfilled, and paradoxically, less grateful for the incredible gifts already in our lives. We are caught in a current of perpetual longing, where every desire fulfilled simply gives birth to a new one, leaving us perpetually just out of reach of genuine peace. Well, today we're going to embark on a radical intellectual journey, diving into a concept so profoundly counterintuitive that it might just shake up everything you thought you knew about happiness and gratitude. What the path to truly appreciating what you have, to unlocking a profound, unshakable contentment, lies not in acquiring more, but in consciously, deliberately imagining it all gone. I know what you might be thinking. Deep wisdom. Are you telling me to be a pessimist? To just dwell on doom and gloom? Absolutely not. This isn't about inviting bad things into your life. This isn't about anxiety, fear-mongering, or wallowing in negativity. This is about wielding one of humanity's oldest and most powerful mental tools, negative visualization. It's about building an internal fortress of peace that no external storm can truly breach. And trust me, by the end of this comprehensive exploration, you'll see your life, your possessions, and your relationships through an entirely new, incredibly precious lens. Underscore, 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 underscore. Part 1. Unlocking appreciation. The core of negative visualization. To truly grasp the transformative power of negative visualization, we must first understand its essence and dismantle the common misunderstandings that often cloud its true purpose. This practice is not about self-punishment or inviting misfortune. It is about cultivating a heightened awareness of the gifts already present in your life and inoculating yourself against the subtle poison of taking them for granted. What it is and isn't. Dispelling the myths. At its heart, negative visualization, which the ancient Stoics called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, is the intentional, deliberate practice of contemplating the potential loss or absence of things you currently value. It's a conscious mental exercise where you momentarily, in a controlled environment, immerse yourself in a hypothetical scenario where something precious to you is gone. Let's be crystal clear about what this is not. It is not pessimism. Pessimism is a general tendency to expect bad outcomes. often leading to inaction and despair. Negative visualization, conversely, is a specific, purposeful exercise designed to foster gratitude and prepare you for reality, leading to greater appreciation and resilience. It is not anxiety or worry. Anxiety is an uncontrolled, often intrusive and distressing cycle of fearful thoughts about future events, often without a clear resolution. Worry paralyzes. Negative visualization is a structured, time-bound activity with a clear intent to gain perspective and emotional fortitude. It empowers rather than paralyzes. It is not inviting bad things to happen. Your thoughts do not magically cause external events. This is a mental exercise, a psychological tool, not a magical incantation. Thinking about potential loss helps you appreciate the present. It doesn't manifest misfortune. The Stoic purpose of this practice was simple yet profound: to prevent the subtle erosion of gratitude that comes from complacency, and to prepare the mind for the inevitable challenges and losses that are part of the human condition. It's about understanding that everything we cherish is, in a cosmic sense, on loan to us. The problem with constant pursuit, the hedonic treadmill. Our modern world is largely built on a relentless pursuit of more. We are constantly bombarded with messages that tell us our happiness lies just beyond the next purchase, the next achievement, or the next social media milestone. This creates what psychologists call the hedonic treadmill, a perpetual cycle where we adapt to new circumstances, good or bad, and quickly return to a relatively stable level of happiness. That thrilling new car or promotion provides a brief spike of joy, but soon it becomes the new normal, and we're left wanting the next thing. This constant striving leads to pervasive dissatisfaction, a feeling that enough is never truly enough. Even seemingly positive practices like gratitude journaling can fall prey to this. If not approached with genuine depth, listing your blessings can become a rote exercise, losing its emotional impact. We jot down my health, my family, my job. But the profound feeling of appreciation often fades as our brains habituate to these constant positives. We take our blessings for granted simply because they are always present. The fear of discomfort of confronting anything less than ideal also prevents us from truly valuing what we have. We avoid contemplating loss because it feels unpleasant, leaving us vulnerable and unappreciative. Historical roots, the wisdom of the ancients. This powerful practice isn't a modern invention. It's an ancient technique refined by the Stoic philosophers of Greece and Rome who sought enduring peace and wisdom in a turbulent world. Seneca, this Roman statesman and philosopher, despite his immense wealth and influence, routinely contemplated his potential poverty, exile, and death. He famously urged, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" This wasn't about self-punishment, but about mental inoculation. By voluntarily experiencing hypothetical hardship, he stripped future adversity of its power to shock and devastate him. He sought internal liberation from the fear of external events. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, in his personal meditations, constantly reminded himself of the fleeting nature of life and the impermanence of all things. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This contemplation of his own mortality, memento mori, was not morbid. It was a potent catalyst for living each day with purpose, virtue, and deep appreciation for the present moment. He understood that recognizing life's brevity amplifies its beauty and urgency. Epictetus, this former slave who became a celebrated Stoic teacher, encouraged a radical form of appreciation for relationships. He taught, when you are delighted with any particular thing, remember to say to yourself, "What is the nature of this thing?" If you are delighted with a pot, it is a pot you are delighted with. When it is broken, you can bear it. If you embrace your child or your wife, say to yourself that it is a human being you embrace. And then if it dies, you can bear it. This isn't cold detachment. It's a profound recognition of fragility. By acknowledging the mortality of loved ones, you are prompted to cherish their presence more deeply, to love them fiercely now, without the illusion of guaranteed tomorrows. These Stoics were profoundly realistic and deeply appreciative of life. They used negative visualization not out of fear, but out of a profound love for life as it is, and a desire to live fully, without being held hostage by the fear of what they might lose. They sought an unshakable inner calm that allowed them to flourish, regardless of external circumstances. The why it works, psychological powerhouses. This seemingly counterintuitive practice works because it taps into fundamental psychological mechanisms. 1. The contrast effect. Our minds perceive things in relation to each other. We understand light because of darkness and warmth because of cold. When you momentarily imagine the absence of something you have, its presence suddenly becomes vivid and precious. The mundane coffee in your mug transforms into a comforting ritual. The roof over your head shifts from an assumed given to a valued sanctuary. This dramatic contrast resensitizes you to the gifts you usually overlook. 2. Hedonic adaptation buster. Negative visualization directly combats the hedonic treadmill. Instead of constantly raising your baseline of desire, it helps you reset it. By regularly reminding yourself how good your current baseline is, how much you already have, you train your brain to find deep contentment in the everyday. It encourages you to find joy in sufficiency, freeing you from the endless chase for external highs. 3. The anti-fragility principle, coined by Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Anti-fragility describes things that don't just withstand shocks, but benefit from them. While humans aren't entirely anti-fragile, the mental muscle you build through negative visualization moves you towards it. By intentionally exposing yourself to the idea of adversity in a controlled way, you develop psychological robustness. When real setbacks occur, your mind is already rehearsed, making you less brittle, more adaptable, and more capable of navigating life's inevitable storms. Initial actionable insight. Your first glimpse. Let's put this into immediate practice. This is your first step on the deep wisdom path of negative visualization. Look around you right now. Don't seek something grand. Pick one common mundane object or aspect of your current environment that you completely take for granted. Maybe it's the chair you're sitting on, the light in the room, or even the feeling of solid ground beneath your feet. Now close your eyes for just 30 to 60 seconds. Vividly, genuinely imagine that one thing is suddenly, irrevocably gone. If it's your chair, imagine trying to sit and finding nothing there. If it's the light, imagine being plunged into complete darkness. Feel the subtle inconvenience, the shift in your routine, the void its absence would create. Short pause for reflection. Slowly open your eyes. Look at that object or notice that aspect again. How does it feel now? Does it possess a subtle significance you never registered before? That mundane chair is now a source of comfort. That simple light illuminates your world. That, my friends, is the immediate power of negative visualization. It's a tiny crack in the dam of complacency, allowing a flood of profound appreciation to rush in. This isn't about being gloomy. It's about reclaiming your appreciation, your joy, and your inner peace from the clutches of expectation. Underscore, 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 underscore. Part 2. Building unshakable resilience, preparing for life storms. While negative visualization profoundly deepens gratitude, its power extends far beyond simply appreciating what you have. It serves as an unparalleled tool for forging resilience, that inner fortitude that allows you not just to withstand life's inevitable storms, but to emerge from them stronger, wiser, and more grounded. Life is unpredictable. Setbacks, disappointments, and losses are not possibilities, but certainties. The true measure of our wisdom lies not in avoiding these challenges, but in how we prepare for and respond to them. Beyond gratitude, forging inner strength. We often live with an underlying fear of loss. We cling to our possessions, our status, our relationships, and even our health, terrified of their impermanence. This fear can manifest as anxiety, obsessive attachment, or an inability to truly enjoy the present moment because we're constantly anticipating a future deprivation. This fear can prevent us from taking risks, pursuing our passions, or fully investing in relationships, lest we experience the pain of potential loss. Negative visualization directly confronts this fear by repeatedly, gently, and intentionally exposing ourselves to the hypothetical experience of loss. We begin to desensitize ourselves to its overwhelming power. It's a form of mental inoculation. You realize that while losing something would undeniably be painful, it would not necessarily be catastrophic or the end of your world. You begin to understand that you possess core internal resources, adaptability, problem-solving skills, fundamental virtues like courage and temperance, and the capacity for love and joy that external circumstances cannot strip away. These inner strengths become your true portable wealth, your unshakable foundation. Premeditatio malorum as preparedness, mental rehearsal for adversity. The Stoic concept of premeditatio malorum wasn't just about appreciation. It was explicitly about premeditation of evils. It was a rigorous form of mental rehearsal, a deliberate preparation for potential future adversities. Just as a seasoned athlete visualizes not only the perfect execution, but also potential missteps and how to recover, the Stoics mentally trained for life's fumbles. They didn't want to stumble, but they prepared for it. In modern life, we often avoid thinking about potential negatives like illness, financial trouble, or relationship conflicts because they make us uncomfortable. This avoidance, however, leaves us dangerously vulnerable. When a real crisis hits, our minds are in shock, unprepared for the emotional blow, the practical challenges, and the psychological weight. This often leads to panic, poor decision-making, and prolonged suffering. Negative visualization offers a powerful, proactive alternative: mental rehearsal for adversity. By intentionally, in a calm and controlled environment, imagining specific setbacks, you are essentially creating a mental blueprint for how to respond. If you contemplate losing your job, you might mentally walk through the steps, updating your resume, networking, budgeting, and perhaps even considering alternative career paths or new skills to acquire. This isn't about inviting unemployment. It's about making the prospect less terrifying, less overwhelming. It shifts your mental state from, oh no, what if this happens, to if this happens, here's some ways I could respond. This systematic mental mapping reduces the cognitive load during an actual crisis, freeing up your mental energy for effective problem solving rather than reactive emotional distress. The what if scenarios, turning anxiety into productive preparation. Many of us are plagued by anxious what if thoughts. What if I fail this exam? What if my business venture doesn't work out? What if I get sick? These thoughts often cycle endlessly, generating stress without resolution, like a broken record. Negative visualization transforms these debilitating anxieties into structured, purposeful exercises. Instead of merely worrying, you actively engage with the what if. You allow yourself to fully consider the negative outcome, but then crucially, you pivot to consider your response, your options, and your inner resources. This turns a debilitating worry into a proactive, albeit uncomfortable, preparation. This fundamental reorientation of your mental energy, from destructive cycles to constructive anticipation, is a cornerstone of resilience. Overcoming the fear of loss, the dichotomy of control. One of the most potent aspects of negative visualization in building resilience is its intimate connection with the Stoic dichotomy of control. This foundational Stoic principle states that some things are entirely within our control: our thoughts, judgments, desires, actions, character, and how we react to external events. And some things are absolutely not. External events like natural disasters, other people's opinions, our health in many cases, and ultimately death. Negative visualization becomes profoundly powerful when viewed through this lens. When you contemplate the loss of your job, you realize the job itself is largely outside your ultimate control. However, your reaction to losing the job, your decision to learn new skills, to apply for new positions, to maintain a positive outlook, to seek support, to find purpose outside of work, is entirely within your control. By focusing your mental energy on what you can control, your response, your actions, your attitude, rather than obsessing over what you cannot, the external event of loss, you shift from a victim mindset to one of proactive agency. This dramatically reduces anxiety, frees up mental resources, and fosters a deep sense of inner freedom, knowing that while external circumstances may fluctuate wildly, your inner citadel of peace and virtue remains unassailable. It continually reinforces the fundamental Stoic lesson. True peace and happiness come from within, from mastering your reactions, not from controlling the external world. Building emotional fortitude. Cultivating equanimity. A supreme goal of Stoic practice is to achieve equanimity, a state of mental calmness, composure, and evenness of temper, especially in a difficult situation. It's about maintaining inner peace regardless of external turbulence, a stable core amidst a changing world. Negative visualization is a direct pathway to this state. The comfort with discomfort. By regularly exposing yourself to the idea of uncomfortable situations, by deliberately visiting scenarios of loss or hardship in your mind, you gradually develop a comfort with discomfort. Your emotional system learns that these thoughts, while unpleasant, are not inherently dangerous and can be managed. You build an increased capacity to tolerate distress. This desensitization means that when real difficulties arise, you're less prone to panic, overwhelm, or despair. You've already built up an emotional callus, a psychological buffer. You're not surprised by the difficulty. You've practiced dealing with it. This allows you to feel the emotion, the sadness, the frustration, without being completely overwhelmed or consumed by it. You learn to ride the waves of emotion rather than being capsized by them. Real-life examples of resilience. Consider individuals who have faced immense challenges and emerged stronger, often speaking of profound personal growth despite or even because of their suffering. Often, their stories reveal an underlying acceptance of reality, a courageous willingness to confront difficult truths, and an unwavering focus on what they could control in their circumstances. A cancer survivor might tell you how contemplating their mortality gave them a renewed appreciation for life and a fierce determination to fight or to find peace in acceptance. An entrepreneur who faced multiple business failures might speak of how each setback taught them invaluable lessons, forcing them to adapt, innovate, and grow, ultimately shaping them into a more resilient and insightful leader. While they might not have explicitly called it negative visualization, they instinctively engaged in a similar process, confronting the potential negative, accepting it as a possibility or a reality, and then focusing their energy on their response and recovery. This mental pre-preparation, this courage to look failure or loss directly in the eye, is a hallmark of true resilience. It allows them to view setbacks not as endpoints of despair, but as powerful opportunities for learning, recalibration, and profound growth. They understand that while external events may be harsh, their internal landscape, their character, remains their own to cultivate and control. Practical exercises for resilience. To further solidify this understanding and integrate it into your life, here are some actionable exercises tailored for building resilience. 1. The worst-case scenario script. Oh, how to do it. Identify one area of your life where you feel a significant amount of anxiety or fear about a potential negative outcome, e.g., a big presentation, a job interview, a financial investment. Oh, the practice. Take out a notebook. Don't just think about the worst-case scenario. Write it out in detail, as if it has already happened. What would be the immediate consequences? How would you feel? Then, crucially, write down your plan for recovery. What specific steps would you take? Who would you reach out to? What lessons would you learn? What would still be left for you to appreciate or pursue? Oh, benefit. This transforms vague anxiety into concrete planning. By confronting the worst, you often realize it's survivable, and you develop a tangible strategy for recovery, greatly reducing its power to paralyze you. 2. The contingency conversation. Oh, how to do it. Think about a dependency you have, e.g., your car, a specific income source, a piece of technology you rely on heavily. Oh, the practice. Mentally, or with a trusted friend/partner if appropriate. Brainstorm practical alternatives or contingency plans if that dependency were to suddenly disappear. If your car broke down permanently, what would your immediate transportation plan be? If your main income source vanished, what skills could you leverage, or what temporary adjustments could you make? Oh, benefit. This fosters practical foresight and reduces reactive panic. It shifts your mindset from what if to if this then what, making you more adaptable and prepared for the unexpected. 3. The resource review. Oh, how to do it. After any negative visualization exercise, take a moment to list not what you lost in the imagined scenario, but what you still had internally. Oh, the practice. Even if you imagined losing everything material, you still possess your reason, your character, your capacity to learn, your memories, your ability to love, your sense of humor, your creativity. Write these down. These are your true, unassailable resources. Oh, benefit. This reinforces the Stoic idea that your true wealth is internal. It reminds you that your core self is resilient, independent of external circumstances, and capable of finding meaning and purpose even in hardship. Part 3. Navigating the shadows, pitfalls, and responsible practice. We've explored how negative visualization can unlock profound gratitude and build unshakable resilience. It's a powerful mental tool, but like any powerful tool, it requires understanding, caution, and responsible handling. Without proper application, the practice can be misunderstood or even misused, potentially leading to unintended negative outcomes. To truly master this counterintuitive path to contentment, we must shine a light on its potential pitfalls and establish clear safeguards for effective and healthy practice. Common misconceptions and dangers. The very name negative visualization can be misleading, prompting concerns about dwelling on the negative. Let's address the crucial distinctions. Falling into pessimism or nihilism. A common danger is misinterpreting the practice as an endorsement of a negative worldview. True Stoicism, and by extension, negative visualization, is not about resigning yourself to a bleak fate or believing that nothing matters. It's about accepting reality, appreciating what you have, and focusing your energy on what you can control. Pessimism is a passive resignation. Negative visualization is an active, empowering mental strategy. If your practice leaves you feeling consistently hopeless or unmotivated, you've veered off course. The goal is to feel more alive, more appreciative, and more ready for life, not less. Exacerbating anxiety. For individuals already prone to anxiety or those with diagnosed anxiety disorders, the idea of contemplating loss can seem counterproductive, even dangerous. If done without awareness or proper guidance, it can indeed exacerbate existing anxieties. The key distinction, as we discussed, lies in control and intent. Worry is an uncontrolled, fearful spiral. Negative visualization is a controlled, purposeful exercise with a defined beginning and end, aimed at strengthening rather than weakening your emotional state. If the practice consistently triggers panic or prolonged distress, it's a sign you need to adjust your approach or seek professional guidance. Fatalism versus preparedness. Another pitfall is slipping into fatalism, the belief that all events are predetermined and therefore one should simply passively accept them without effort or action. While Stoicism embraces a more fatty love of fate, it doesn't advocate for inaction. It's about accepting what is beyond your control, but vigorously acting on what is within your control. Negative visualization is about preparedness, not passive surrender. It doesn't mean you stop trying to prevent bad outcomes. It means you're mentally and emotionally ready if they occur despite your best efforts. The toxic positivity backlash. In a world that often demands unyielding optimism, Some might misinterpret negative visualization as a rejection of positivity. This can lead to a backlash, where a healthy dose of realism is dismissed as toxic negativity. It's vital to explain that this practice isn't about eradicating joy, but about grounding it in reality, making it more resilient. It complements, rather than replaces, gratitude and optimism. It's about building a robust internal landscape that can handle both the highs and the lows, not just perpetually seeking the highs. Key safeguards for safe and effective practice. To ensure negative visualization serves as a constructive force in your life, rather than a source of distress. Adherence to certain safeguards is crucial. 1. Set time limits. This is perhaps the most important rule. Negative visualization is a mental exercise, not a state to perpetually dwell in. Dedicate a specific short period to the practice, perhaps 2 to 5 minutes daily, or 10 to 15 minutes a few times a week. Use a timer if necessary. When the time is up, consciously shift your focus back to your present reality and the appreciation for what you have. This prevents the mind from spiraling into unproductive rumination. 2. Define your intent clearly. Before you begin, remind yourself why you are doing this. Are you aiming for deeper gratitude? To build resilience? To prepare for a specific challenge? Having a clear purpose prevents the exercise from becoming aimless or distressing. Your intent should always be empowering and constructive. 3. The return to the present loop. Always conclude your practice by deliberately bringing your attention back to your current reality and feeling genuine appreciation for the presence of the things you just imagined losing. This return loop is vital for the psychological benefit. It solidifies the contrast effect and ensures the practice ends on a note of gratitude and contentment, not dread. Take a deep breath, look around you, and consciously acknowledge the blessings that are actually there. Start small and gradually increase intensity. Don't begin by contemplating the most devastating losses first. Start with minor possessions, then move to less critical relationships, gradually increasing the emotional intensity as your mental muscle for the practice develops. Just as you wouldn't start weightlifting with the heaviest weights, don't overwhelm your mind initially. 5. Journaling for self-correction. Keep a simple journal to track your experiences. Note what you visualize, how you felt during the exercise, and how you felt afterward. If you notice a consistent pattern of distress, fear, or prolonged negativity, it's a sign to adjust your approach. Perhaps reduce the intensity, shorten the duration, or focus on different types of losses. Journaling provides valuable feedback for refining your practice. 6. Practice in a calm, controlled environment. Choose a time and place where you won't be interrupted and feel relatively calm and safe. This allows for focused contemplation and prevents the exercise from becoming associated with stress or chaotic surroundings. When not to use it, or to use with caution. While negative visualization is a powerful tool, it's not a universal panacea, and certain situations require caution. During periods of acute stress or grief, if you are currently experiencing a significant loss, of personal crisis, or acute stress, this is generally not the time to initiate or intensify negative visualization. Your mind is already processing real-world adversity. Adding hypothetical loss on top of that could be counterproductive and overwhelming. Focus on coping mechanisms, self-compassion, and support during such times. For individuals with diagnosed mental health conditions, if you have diagnosed anxiety disorders, depression, PTSD, or other significant mental health conditions, approach negative visualization with extreme caution or preferably under the guidance of a qualified mental health professional. They can help you determine if and how this practice might be safely integrated into your broader therapeutic plan. This is not a substitute for professional mental health care if it consistently leads to prolonged distress. As mentioned, if the practice consistently leaves you feeling worse, more anxious, or depressed, stop and reevaluate. It might not be the right tool for you at this moment, or your approach needs significant adjustment. The ultimate goal is always peace and empowerment, not suffering. Negative visualization, when wielded with awareness and respect for its power, becomes a profound ally in your quest for contentment and resilience. It's about training your mind to appreciate the light by understanding the possibility of darkness, allowing you to walk through life with an unshakable sense of gratitude and inner strength. Underscore, 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 underscore. Part 4. A life transformed, modern applications, and lasting impact. We've journeyed through the core principles of negative visualization, understood its ancient roots, uncovered its psychological power in fostering gratitude and resilience, and learned how to practice it safely. Now it's time to bring it home. How does this ancient wisdom translate into tangible, transformative impact on your modern life? And how can it become a foundational philosophy for enduring contentment? Application in modern life. Bringing wisdom into your world. The beauty of Stoic practices is their timeless applicability. Negative visualization, in particular, offers profound insights for navigating the unique challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. Work and career. In today's volatile job market, the fear of losing a job or experiencing career stagnation is palpable. Negative visualization can reduce this anxiety. By contemplating potential layoffs or setbacks, you don't just fear them. You mentally prepare contingency plans. You might realize your identity isn't solely tied to your job title, or appreciate the skills you do have, fostering adaptability. It can also help you truly appreciate your current job, even its mundane aspects, reminding you of the security, learning opportunities, and purpose it provides that many others lack. This can reduce burnout and increase job satisfaction. Relationships. In an age of fleeting connections and high expectations, appreciating our loved ones is more critical than ever. We sometimes take partners, family, and friends for granted, focusing on their flaws or what they should be doing. Negative visualization, particularly the empty chair exercise, compels us to confront the profound void their absence would create. This isn't about generating guilt, but about fostering deep, proactive appreciation. It encourages us to mend fences, express love, and truly be present with those who matter before it's too late. It shifts your focus from what they don't do to the incredible gift of their presence. Material possessions and consumerism. We are constantly bombarded with desires for the next big thing. Negative visualization offers a powerful counter-narrative to consumer culture. By imagining the loss of your current possessions, your home, your car, your gadgets, you begin to see them not as necessities you're entitled to, but as valuable conveniences and comforts. This practice helps break the cycle of endless wanting, fostering contentment with what you have, rather than always craving what you lack. It promotes minimalism not as a deprivation, but as a path to greater freedom and appreciation for what truly serves you. Health and well-being. We often ignore our health until it's compromised. Negative visualization. By contemplating the loss of physical abilities, sensory faculties, or mental clarity, becomes a powerful motivator for proactive self-care. Imagining a life with chronic pain, limited mobility, or diminished sight can spur you to embrace healthier habits, prioritize sleep, eat nourishing foods, and engage in regular exercise. It deepens gratitude for the incredible functioning of your body and mind, transforming health from a given to a precious, actively cultivated blessing. Digital age challenges. In a world saturated with information and constant digital stimulation, we often lose sight of quieter blessings. Contemplating a world without instant connectivity, constant notifications, or the vastness of the internet can highlight the value of focused attention, real-world interactions, and the peace of unplugging. It encourages you to appreciate your privacy, your mental space, and the simple joy of offline existence. The long game. Negative visualization as a life philosophy. When consistently practiced, negative visualization transcends a mere technique to become a foundational pillar of your life philosophy, deeply connected to to other profound Stoic concepts. The link to a more fatty love of fate. This powerful Stoic idea encourages us to not just accept, but to love everything that happens, not just the good, but also the neutral and even the seemingly negative. Negative visualization helps pave the way for a more fatty by reducing our aversion to negative possibilities. When you've mentally accepted and prepared for various forms of loss, you become less resistant to reality. This practice fosters a deeper acceptance of life's unpredictable nature, allowing you to embrace its totality with equanimity and even a strange kind of joy, understanding that everything, in its place, contributes to the whole of your experience. The role of memento mori, remember death, as we discussed. Contemplating our own mortality is the ultimate negative visualization. It's not about being morbid, but about recognizing the finite nature of our time. When you genuinely confront the fact that your life will end, trivial concerns often fade into the background. This awareness acts as a powerful catalyst for living authentically and purposefully. It urges you to stop procrastinating on your dreams, to heal old wounds, to express love, and to make the most of each precious day. Memento mori transforms life from an endless, taken-for-granted stretch of time into a precious, finite gift, encouraging you to savor every moment and to align your actions with your deepest values. Cultivating profound gratitude. Beyond the initial moment, consistent negative visualization cultivates a form of gratitude that is profound and unwavering. It moves beyond superficial thank yous to a deep, visceral appreciation for the very fact of existence and for the simple, often overlooked blessings of everyday life. You begin to find joy in the ordinary, the overlooked, because you understand its fragility and its preciousness. This isn't conditional happiness. It's a deep-seated contentment that persists even when external circumstances are less than ideal, building a life of meaning and purpose. When you realize that everything is transient, that all external things are ultimately beyond your control and will eventually be lost, your focus naturally shifts to what truly matters and what is within your control, your character, your actions, your virtues, and your contributions to the world. Negative visualization helps clarify your values and priorities, guiding you towards a life lived with intentionality, purpose, and integrity, rather than being swept along by external desires or societal pressures. It enables you to define your own success and your own meaning, independent of what you accumulate or lose. Designing your personal practice. Consistency is key. The power of negative visualization, like any discipline, lies in its consistent application. It's not a one-time fix, but a mental habit you cultivate over time. Frequency and duration. There's no strict rule, but regularity is important. Some Stoics practiced it daily, often in the morning or evening. You might choose 2 to 5 minutes every morning, or a more extended 10 to 15-minute session once or twice a week. Experiment to find what fits your lifestyle and mental state. The key is consistency, even if it's just for a very brief period. Integrating into daily moments. You don't always need a formal meditation. You can practice micro-visualizations throughout your day. While drinking your coffee, briefly imagine a world without it. While talking to a loved one, take a moment to appreciate their presence. These quick mental shifts can be incredibly powerful in maintaining a state of gratitude and awareness. Combining with other Stoic practices. Negative visualization works beautifully in conjunction with other Stoic tools. For example, after contemplating a loss, you can immediately shift to an evening reflection, journaling your actions and reactions, asking yourself if you lived virtuously. You can also use it to reinforce the dichotomy of control, focusing on your internal responses when contemplating an external loss. Overcoming resistance and staying consistent. It's natural to resist this practice sometimes. Our brains are wired to avoid discomfort. Start small. Remind yourself of its purpose, gratitude, resilience, freedom from fear. Use prompts, a reminder on your phone, a sticky note. Revisit this deep wisdom video whenever you feel your appreciation waning or your anxiety rising. Part 4. A life transformed. modern applications, and lasting impact. We've journeyed through the core principles of negative visualization, understood its ancient roots, uncovered its psychological power in fostering profound gratitude and forging unshakable resilience, and learned how to practice it safely and responsibly. Now it's time to bring this ancient wisdom full circle and explore its tangible, transformative impact on your modern life, and how it can become a foundational philosophy for enduring contentment and a deeply meaningful existence. This is where the theoretical becomes deeply practical, where the contemplation translates into living a richer, more intentional life every single day. Application in modern life. Bringing ancient wisdom into your world. The profound beauty of Stoic practices lies in their timeless applicability. Despite millennia separating us from Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, the fundamental challenges of the human condition remain, albeit with modern veneers. Negative visualization, in particular, offers unparalleled insights and practical advantages for navigating the unique complexities and opportunities of the 21st century. 1. Navigating the volatility of work and career in the gig economy. In today's rapidly evolving global economy, marked by technological disruption, shifting job markets, and the rise of the gig economy, the fear of losing a job, experiencing career stagnation, or failing in a new venture is palpable for many. The traditional sense of lifelong employment security has largely evaporated. Negative visualization becomes an indispensable tool here. By consciously contemplating potential layoffs, economic downturns, or the failure of a startup, you do more than just fear them. You mentally prepare for them. This practice helps you. Detachment from outcome. It fosters a healthy detachment from the outcome of your work, allowing you to focus on the process and your effort. This reduces performance anxiety and the pressure to achieve perfect results every time. Adaptability and strategic foresight. Imagining job loss prompts you to consider backup plans, updating your resume, networking proactively, identifying transferable skills, or exploring entirely new fields. This isn't morbid. It's smart, proactive career management. You build a mental map of potential responses, making you more adaptable and less susceptible to panic when a real change occurs. Appreciation for current opportunity. Contemplating the hypothetical unemployment or lack of opportunity cultivates a deep appreciation for your current role, even with its challenges. It reminds you of the security, the learning opportunities, the income, and the sense of purpose your current work provides, blessings many others actively seek. This can significantly reduce burnout and increase job satisfaction, transforming routine tasks into meaningful contributions. 2. Cultivating deeper, more intentional relationships in a hyper-connected world. In an age of fleeting digital connections, curated online personas, and increasingly isolated lives, appreciating our genuine, in-person relationships is more critical than ever. We often take our partners, family, and closest friends for granted, focusing on their minor flaws, unmet expectations, or what they should be doing. Negative visualization, particularly the empty chair exercise, where you vividly imagine a loved one's absence, compels us to confront the profound void their sudden or eventual absence would create. Proactive appreciation. This isn't about generating guilt, but about fostering deep, proactive appreciation. The imagined loss vividly highlights the joy, comfort, support, and unique contribution each person brings to your life. Urgency for connection. It encourages you to mend fences, express love, offer forgiveness, and truly be present with those who matter before it's too late. It transforms casual interactions into precious moments, prompting you to engage more deeply, listen more intently, and cherish the shared experiences. Reduced friction. By recognizing the fragility and preciousness of relationships, you might find yourself less bothered by trivial disagreements or minor irritations. The bigger picture of their presence outweighs the small frustrations, fostering more harmonious and enduring connections. 3. Resisting the siren song of consumerism and redefining true wealth. Our modern world is a carefully constructed machine of desire, constantly telling us we are incomplete without the latest gadget, fashion, or experience. This relentless pursuit of more often leads to financial strain, environmental impact, and an insatiable hunger that can never truly be satisfied. Negative visualization offers a powerful, liberating counter-narrative to consumer culture. Contentment with sufficiency. By imagining the loss of your current possessions, your home, your car, your smartphone, your wardrobe, you begin to see them not as necessities you're inherently entitled to, but as valuable conveniences, comforts, and tools. This mental exercise helps break the cycle of endless wanting, fostering profound contentment with what you have, rather than perpetually craving what you lack. Mindful consumption. It promotes mindful consumption. Instead of impulse buying, you might ask, if I lost this, would I genuinely miss it? Does it truly add value to my life? This shifts your focus from accumulating to appreciating, encouraging a more intentional and sustainable relationship with material goods. Defining true wealth. This practice helps redefine wealth. You realize that true wealth isn't just about what you own, but about your freedom from dependence on possessions, your inner peace, your health, and the quality of your relationships. When you grasp that these non-material aspects are the most precious and enduring, your priorities naturally align with a more fulfilling and less consumer-driven existence. For cultivating proactive health and appreciating the miracle of your body. We often ignore our health until it's compromised. The smooth functioning of our body, our ability to see, hear, walk, think clearly, move without pain, or recall memories, is typically taken for granted. Only when these faculties are threatened by illness or injury does their true value become strikingly apparent. Motivating self-care. Negative visualization. By contemplating the loss of physical abilities, sensory faculties, or mental clarity, becomes an incredibly powerful motivator for proactive self-care. Imagining a life with chronic pain, limited mobility, diminished sight, or a foggy mind can spur you to embrace healthier habits. Prioritizing sleep, eating, nourishing foods, engaging in regular exercise, managing stress, and seeking preventative medical care. Deep gratitude for the ordinary. It cultivates a deep, visceral gratitude for the sheer miracle of a functioning body and mind. A simple walk in a park, the taste of a healthy meal, the ability to read a book, or the clarity of thought needed for a complex problem are transformed from mundane occurrences into precious, fragile gifts. 5. Navigating the digital age. Finding focus and connection. In a world saturated with information, constant notifications, and the vast, often overwhelming expanse of the internet, we risk losing touch with focused attention, genuine human connection, and the peace of simply being present. Valuing unplugged time. Contemplating a world without instant connectivity, constant notifications, or the vastness of the internet can highlight the value of focused attention, deeper, more meaningful real-world interactions, and the profound peace that comes from unplugging. Appreciating privacy and mental space. It encourages you to appreciate your privacy, your mental space, and the simple joy of offline existence, reminding you that true connection and profound experiences often happen away from screens. The long game. Negative visualization as a life philosophy. When consistently practiced, negative visualization transcends a mere technique to become a foundational pillar of your entire life philosophy, deeply connected to other profound Stoic concepts and guiding you towards an existence rich in meaning and purpose. 1. The link to a more fatty love of fate, embracing life's totality. This powerful Stoic idea encourages us to not just accept, but to love everything that happens, not just the good, but also the neutral and even the seemingly negative aspects of life. Negative visualization helps pave the way for a more fatty by reducing our inherent aversion to negative possibilities. When you've mentally accepted and prepared for various forms of loss and adversity, you become less resistant to reality as it unfolds. This practice fosters a deeper acceptance of life's unpredictable nature, allowing you to embrace its totality with equanimity and even a strange, profound kind of joy. You understand that everything in its place, contributes to the intricate tapestry of your unique experience and growth. It's not about being glad for the bad, but being glad despite it, recognizing its role in shaping you. 2. The role of memento mori. Remember death, the ultimate catalyst for living. As we discussed earlier, contemplating our own mortality is the ultimate negative visualization. It's not about being morbid or inviting despair, but about recognizing the finite, precious nature of our time on earth. When you genuinely confront the fact that your life will end and that you could leave at any moment, trivial concerns often fade into the background. This acute awareness of life's brevity acts as an incredibly powerful catalyst for living authentically, purposefully, and with unwavering urgency. Clarify priorities. Memento mori urges you to stop procrastinating on your dreams, to heal old wounds, to express love and gratitude to those who matter, and to make the absolute most of each precious day. It forces you to ask, if this were my last day, would I be proud of how I spent it? Freedom from trivialities. It liberates you from the tyranny of minor annoyances and societal pressures. What truly matters? Your character, your contributions, the love you give and receive. This perspective transforms life from an endless, taken for granted stretch of time into a fragile, beautiful gift, encouraging you to savor every moment and to align your actions with your deepest, most cherished values. 3. Cultivating profound and unconditional gratitude. Beyond the initial moment of appreciating a specific thing, consistent negative visualization cultivates a form of gratitude that is profound, unwavering, and unconditional. It moves beyond superficial thank yous to a deep, visceral appreciation for the very fact of existence and for the simple, often overlooked blessings of everyday life. You begin to find joy and beauty in the ordinary, the mundane, because you understand its fragility and its preciousness. This isn't conditional happiness that depends on everything being perfect. It's a deep-seated contentment that persists even when external circumstances are less than ideal. It's a fundamental reorientation of your inner state, where joy becomes your default, rather than a fleeting achievement. For building a life of meaning and purpose defined by you, when you internalize the understanding that everything is transient, that all external things are ultimately beyond your control and will eventually be lost, your focus naturally shifts to what truly matters and what is within your absolute control. Your character, your actions, your virtues, your integrity, and your unique contributions to the world. Negative visualization helps clarify your deepest values and priorities, guiding you toward the life lived with intentionality, purpose, and integrity, rather than being swept along by external desires, fleeting pleasures, or societal pressures. It enables you to define your own success and your own meaning, independent of what you accumulate or lose. It empowers you to build a life that is rich not in possessions, but in purpose, resilience, and genuine contentment. You realize that your true legacy is not what you acquire, but who you become and how you impact others. Designing your personal practice. Consistency is your guide. The transformative power of negative visualization, like any profound discipline, lies not in a single revelation, but in its consistent, deliberate application. It's not a one-time fix, but a mental habit you cultivate over time, a muscle that grows stronger with regular exercise. Frequency and duration. There's no rigid rule, but regularity is paramount. Some Stoics practiced it daily, often as a morning reflection to set the tone for the day, or in the evening as a concluding meditation. You might choose 2 to 5 minutes every morning, or a more extended 10 to 15-minute session once or twice a week. Experiment to find what fits your lifestyle, emotional capacity, and mental state. The key is consistency, even if it's just for a very brief period. A small daily dose is often more effective than a sporadic, lengthy session. Integrating into daily micro-moments. You don't always need a formal sit-down meditation. You can integrate micro-visualizations throughout your day. While waiting in line, briefly imagine losing your phone, then appreciate it in your pocket. While drinking your morning coffee, Take a moment to imagine a world without it. Then savor each sip. While talking to a loved one, take a fleeting moment to appreciate their presence and the sound of their voice. These quick, intentional mental shifts can be incredibly powerful in maintaining a constant state of gratitude and awareness, preventing complacency from creeping back in. Combining with other Stoic practices, negative visualization works beautifully in conjunction with other Stoic tools, creating a synergistic effect. For example, after contemplating a loss, you can immediately shift to an evening reflection, a Stoic practice of reviewing your day, noting your actions and reactions, and asking yourself if you lived virtuously and consistently with your values. This helps integrate the insights gained from visualization into your ethical framework. You can explicitly use it to reinforce the dichotomy of control, actively distinguishing between what was lost external out of your control and your internal response within your control. This strengthens your focus on agency. Pair it with mindfulness. By being present and observing your thoughts and feelings during the visualization, you enhance your self-awareness and emotional regulation, overcoming resistance and staying consistent. It's natural to encounter resistance to this practice. Our brains are wired to avoid discomfort and seek pleasure. Start small. Begin with less emotionally charged items or scenarios. Remind yourself of purpose. Constantly reiterate why you are doing this. For deeper gratitude, for greater resilience, for freedom from fear, for a more meaningful life. Use prompts. Set a daily reminder on your phone, place a sticky note on your mirror, or associate the practice with a specific daily activity, like brushing your teeth or having a morning drink. Revisit this guide. Whenever you feel your appreciation waning, your anxieties rising, or your practice slipping, revisit this deep wisdom guide. Let the insights rekindle your motivation and refine your approach. Be patient and self-compassionate. Like any skill, mastery takes time and practice. There will be days when it feels difficult or yields little. Don't judge yourself. Simply return to the practice with renewed intent. Underscore 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 underscore. Conclusion. Your deep wisdom journey. We've now reached the end of our journey through the profound landscape of negative visualization. We began by recognizing the unseen chains of expectation and the relentless treadmill of modern desire. We then explored how this ancient Stoic practice, the premeditation of evils, offers a radical counter-solution. To deliberately contemplate loss, not out of morbidity, but to unlock a profound, unshakable appreciation for the present. We delved into its historical roots, understanding how Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus wielded this tool to achieve inner peace and resilience. We've seen how negative visualization masterfully employs the contrast effect, busts hedonic adaptation, and builds anti-fragility, fundamentally resetting your baseline of joy. We then elevated its purpose, moving beyond mere gratitude to understand its critical role in building robust resilience. We learned how it serves as a powerful preparedness tool, transforming anxious what-if scenarios into actionable mental rehearsals. We explored how it helps overcome the pervasive fear of loss by reinforcing the liberating Stoic dichotomy of control, reminding us that our true wealth lies in our internal responses, which no external event can take away. Finally, we navigated the shadows, identifying common pitfalls like slipping into pessimism or exacerbating anxiety, and equipped you with crucial safeguards, setting time limits, defining clear intent, always returning to the present, and starting small. We illuminated its transformative impact on modern life, from enhancing your relationships and career satisfaction to fostering deeper appreciation for your health and resisting the endless churn of consumerism. And we saw how it ultimately serves as a foundational philosophy, aligning with concepts like amor fati and memento mori, guiding you towards a life of meaning, purpose, and unshakable inner peace. This isn't just a philosophy. It's a superpower for modern life. It's a tool that allows you to transform your relationship with fear, cultivate a profound and enduring gratitude, and build an inner fortress of contentment that stands firm against all external circumstances. The challenge now is yours. Don't let this simply be information you've consumed. Take the actionable insights from this guide. For the next week, choose one thing you often take for granted. Perhaps your morning coffee, your ability to walk, or the presence of a loved one, and spend 5 minutes each day truly contemplating its absence. Then, allow that contemplation to deepen your appreciation for its actual presence. Feel the shift, experience the gratitude, share your experiences. What did you choose to visualize? How did it make you feel? What insights did you gain? Your journey of deep wisdom is a shared one, and your experiences can inspire others. Remember, the world outside will always be uncertain, but your inner world, your capacity for joy, gratitude, and resilience, that is entirely within your power to cultivate. Don't just exist, truly live, with profound appreciation, unshakable strength, and deep wisdom. The counterintuitive key to contentment is now in your hands. Use it wisely.